It's the early way, yeah. It's the early way, yeah, yeah. It's the early way, yeah. It's the early way, yeah, yeah. It's the early way, it's the early way, yeah, 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 yeah. It's the early. What's up, y'all? I'm Early Earl. I thank y'all for hearing these YouTube streets and coming on down to the early way. I'm coming at y'all with another Nowthatstv review, and this is for Coming Up Miami, Season 1, Episode 4, and the title of the episode is Get Snatched. Get snatched up, get snatched up, get snatched up, get snatched up. And y'all, is this Coming Up Miami or is this the real side chicks of Miami? And I'm only asking because when the show first started, it said previously on the real side chicks of Miami before showing what happened last episode. Then I got to thinking back to the first episode when Key came in the house with Shador. And she asked Selena why is her and Nicole beefing. Key really couldn't understand, or she didn't think the reason said to her was true. So she came to the conclusion that they fucking on the same NIGGA. That's why they beefing. Like, where did that come from? Why would she bring that up? Why would she say that to be a reason why they fighting other than this the real side chicks of Miami? It gotta be they fucking on the same. Somebody gotta be the side chick. So I'm going to say the real side chicks of Miami makes a lot more sense than Coming Up Miami, because what's to come up with these hoes? And then it'll explain the cattiness amongst the women. So I'm going to call this Coming Up with the Real Side Chicks of Miami. We changing the title, y'all. So the show starts off where we left off last episode with Dasani and Kay arguing over who has the body odor. Who pussy stink? Who walking around with the stink? Pooh nah. Who is that? So Dasani say her shit never stinks. And Kay say on that sprinter when you got up and started shaking your ass, it did. Dasani lets her know that she's not the shaking ass type of girl. And you know, maybe she'll do a little whine here and there, but shaking ass, that's a no. They all in each other's face. They arguing, screaming, and yelling, pointing their fingers in each other's face. They get into a little scuffle after that. It wasn't much to it. The Sonny tries to swing at Kay, and before things got too bad, security breaks it up and pulls the Sonny away. So while she getting put away, y'all, the Sonny yells over to Kay that you the one stink. The back of your neck stink. She then breaks free and runs back over to try to get the K, but security snatched her right up, as well as they did K before they could do anything. And, you know, security separates them both. And I don't understand why this is a problem. And it's probably because I never been around someone who stuff really stank. I ain't never been around someone who had stank stuff, and then they got to fighting because it was stank. This shit is new to me. And to me, it just seems like Kay is starting shit. She turning a small situation into something big for no reason. Security separates them, right? They put Dasani inside the house somewhere and leave Kay out back with Egypt and Diamond. Kay tells them that she's a real ass bitch. She just trying to be nice, and if you stink, she gonna let you know you stink. And I'm like, if you ain't gonna be genuine with it, don't tell me nothing. It's not a problem pulling somebody to the side and letting them know what's up, but if you're doing it to be funny or to make a joke out of it, you can keep that shit. So Egypt say they all smelled it. Then we see Bianca. She goes over to Dasani to find out what had happened. Dasani explains her side of the story to Bianca, and Bianca was like, you know, that could be resolved. It ain't that big. She let Dasani know that, you know, she ain't the peacemaker or nothing like that, and she be on that type time too. She just don't think that it's a big of an issue for them to be fighting. She then heads back, you know, to speak to Kay. So she goes outside to go speak to Kay. Kay explains her side of the story to Bianca. And while she talking, the Sonny comes out back, y'all, and she tries to run up on Kay, swinging over Bianca to get to her. Security rushes over and break it up, pulling the Sonny back in the house. And y'all, I ain't never seen so much security on Nowthatstv since I started watching Nowthatstv. I mean, they stopping fights before it happened. Usually they'll let them get a little lick in or two before they break in. They stopping that shit at the door. So Bianca grabbed Kay by the hand and she followed them into the house. And she tells everybody to get back and let them fight. Security stands on guard and, you know, she tells security, hey, don't do nothing. Let them fight. The Sonny tried to jump over her to get the Kay. Let them hoes fight. So production jumps in and lets the cast know that, you know, they only looking out for their safety. so there would be no fighting going on. And Kay was like, shit, she just tried to run up on me twice. Why I can't fight? Production tells her to figure it out some other way without fighting. I'm like, oh wow. That ain't never happened either. They ain't never tell them hosts to figure it out without fighting. Usually they let them squabble a good 15 seconds before anything. Shit. So, and I guess, they figured it out because they all got together around the bar to make a toast. However, before they could toast, Selena ends up tossing her cup at Bianca, splashing her all in the face. She says it's a drink for a drink. A drink for a drink. Bianca quickly ran around the bar over to Selena, but security stopped her before she could do anything. They kept her bag and they take Selena out back. She pushes on security, telling them don't touch her. She gets mad and started knocking the food over and tells them the party over. The party is done. Bianca say this shit is over and done. When y'all ain't trying to let me fight, well, we finna shut this bitch down. Nah. So out back, Selena tells her friends that she came to the party with the intentions on apologizing to Bianca for starting their beef. But Bianca threw a drink at her, and I'm like, see, I said that shit. I mentioned on the first episode that Selena starts shit and then she thinks she could just apologize her way out of it or apologize her way out of her ass whooping. I'm like, nope, not this time. Let Bianca get to her ass. Let them hoes fight. After all that, they got together and they made their toast, this time without Bianca. She had left. So then the party really got shut down after that and everybody head back to Nicole's mansion. And y'all, the shit just, goes up from there. Back at the house, Nanny goes to Shadora's rooms and wake her up by banging pots and pans together. Egypt comes in and jumps on Shadora and, start dancing on top of her and they eventually get her ass up. In her confessional, Shadora says she's out of town, thugging with her rounds, her pussy pink and her booty hole brown. So why the fuck nobody woke her up? After that, everybody gathered downstairs to drink. They brought out card games and, they decided to end the night with a game night. Twan sees that they got a new girl, a part of the group. She down sitting with them while they finna start the games up. He sees her and he asks Nicole, hey, who your friend is? And y'all, the baby girl was hard on the eyes. She wasn't pretty at all. She looked like she flat ironed her hair, and after turning up, dancing, and sweating, that shit poofed back up. That shit was just poofy. She had a nice body, and that's it. So I'm like, it must be your ass, because it ain't your face. I need a tip drill. I need a tip drill. Jesus. Nicole says, oh, that's my friend. She introduced the girl as her friend. And I'm like, the lies. Nicole, that ain't your friend. That ain't your friend. But Nicole say that's her friend. So after that, the friend introduced herself to Twan. She say, I'm big baby daddy snatcher from New York. The fuck you talking about, pussy? That's how she introduced herself, y'all. She said, I'm big baby daddy snatcher from New York. The fuck you talking about, pussy? And I was like, oh, she was a little too aggressive with her introduction for me. I'm like, well, okay then, calm down a little bit though. Just a little bit. She's sitting next to Shaw, right? Shaw looking at her all sideways, and then Shaw introduced herself to baby daddy snatcher. She saying, well, I'm friend number 1 and you are friend number 2. And baby daddy snatcher say, no, I'm just a friend. Ain't no number, bitch. She said, no, I'm just a friend. Ain't no number. And I was like, ooh. My girl caught that shade though and corrected the shade. And that started the beef between them two. Them two go at it, y'all. Nicole jumps in it and she tells the girl that, hey, you can't be talking crazy all in her house. Shaw don't play that shit. And I'm like, Nicole, them hoes been talking crazy in your crib since they stepped foot in it. And you ain't do shit yet, so shut your bitch ass up. Shut your ass up. So Shaw, in her confessional, she says she ain't never seen this field rat in her life. She said, I ain't never seen this field rat in my life. After that introduction, they get the game started. It was kind of like truth or dare. They pull a card, read the dare. If you don't do the dare, you take a shot. Everything was cool. They was lit, laughing, having a good time. Then we get introduced to some guy by the name of Rex. Rex is from New York. He's an entrepreneur. He does real estate. He sells weed, and he also does music and has his own recording label. And Rex is Egypt's boo thing. She says she's trying to let him back into her life or whatever. Rex pulls a card and he reads the dare, and it dares each of the ladies to show their private area. And nobody was really with that, so everybody took a shot. And baby daddy starts to say, she dared him to say and said, show your meat. You want us to show our stuff, you show your meat. So Kay, who just be itching for a problem for no reason, she stops the game and says to Egypt that it was brought to her attention that one of Nicole's friends disrespected her. And I'm like, who disrespected Egypt? Why nobody was saying shit to her? Then Tenaki chimes in and was like, yeah, who getting on your nerves? She said she saw Egypt looking a bit irritated. Rex jumps in and tells Tenaki to chill, stop starting shit. Tenaki snaps on him and tells him to shut the fuck up. You ain't showing nothing and you ain't doing nothing, so why you talking? This is what she telling Rex. Rex tells her to he'll get his bitch to pop her. And I'm like, who? Who, Egypt? You gonna get Egypt to fight Tenaki because of why? What's the reason? See, I had no problem with you telling her to chill on being messy, but just because she responded back to you, you want your bitch to jump on her? You should never said nothing and stayed out of it. Stayed quiet. Tenaki tells him to get his bitch to pop her then. Get your bitch to pop me then. She gets up and move over in his direction, but the security stops her. Tenaki has a problem with trying to walk up on these men like she gonna do something. Stop doing that shit, Tenaki, because ain't no telling when one of these men might walk back up on your ass. You gotta stop doing it. Rex tells her to sit her ass down or call her man before he violates her. He then tells her to go get her body redone because the doctors didn't do her right the first time. And I'm like, oh, wow. Egypt, get your man. You see how they be so quick to talk about or disrespect a woman's body? Egypt, what makes you think you're any different or off limits from that? Get your NIGGA and take him out of there. Security takes Tenaki away. Then we see Shaw and baby daddy Snatched. They getting into it. They arguing, yelling back and forth. Shaw tells us, as long as she known Nicole, Nicole has never hung around nobody who looks like baby daddy Snatcher. And then in her confessional, Nicole says that baby daddy Snatcher is ugly. She said, ooh, that girl was very ugly. I was like, oh, wow. Nicole jumps in the fight, y'all. As always, she acting a fool behind security because security holding her back. So she trying to get loose, going crazy as she always do. Shaw calling the girl all kind of crackheads. She ends up running over to baby daddy Snatcher and snatch her up and drags her down to the floor, y'all. Security comes in and separates them and take them in different areas of the mansion. They take Shaw and Nicole over to the kitchen where Egypt, Kay, Twan, and Rats were. And then they started talking about how Shaw did baby daddy Snatcher, pulling out her hair and all that kind of shit. So while they're running a playback about that, out of nowhere, the Sunny comes in, y'all. She comes in and walk up behind Kay and put her in a headlock, dragging her down to the ground. I'm like, well, okay then. What the fuck? So she put the girl in the headlock, drag her down to the ground. I'm like, she wasn't over that shit that happened at that party. Kay was minding her business and got caught slipping at that very moment. Yeah, that shit was crazy. She really came in behind that girl, put her in a headlock, and drug her down to the ground. So while she did that, Egypt got off a little hit or two before security comes and separates them. Security grabbed them up and pulled them apart. They carried the Sunny away, and Kay went running after her, but she couldn't do nothing because security stopped her. Security like, hey, they stopping everything. You ain't getting nothing because security is stopping everything. They ain't letting them fight at all. So from that fight, we shoot back over to Shaw. Shaw and baby daddy Snatcher, they finna go at it again. Shaw ties up her hair. The security, they push the furniture out the way, and the security finally letting them hoes fight, and they got to go and they go at it again, and that was the end of the episode, y'all. So we end the episode with Shot and Baby Daddy Snatcher going at it, y'all. The show is entertaining. That's all I came down here to say, y'all. I thank y'all for tuning in to The Early Way. And if you haven't, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to catch y'all next time.